Morning, gang. Morning, gang. You know what's happening here? Simply no share printing. No, the shareholders have to wait one more day. One more day. One more day. 2 more days. Soup's up. So, okay. Today. I was late. This was supposed to happen yesterday. I got screwed up with the calendar. We have a calendar, what we call a DOSA calendar, the sizing calendar. The printers put their requests in advance. You know, I've discussed with them what jobs are coming up, but I don't know when they're finishing their current job. So they put it on the calendar, letting me know when they expect to need the next paper. And there were 3 entries yesterday, which meant they needed their paper yesterday. But warm up the brush, just a minute. I got lots and lots of paper to cut first. I don't want to soak it too long here. I've got to crack a new batch of paper, so. Anyway, I dropped it completely. So there's 3 printers waiting now. Ishikawa-san's waiting. She wants paper for the loot for November. Kanai-san wants more paper for Ukiyo Heroes. Tsushima-san wants paper for Ukiyo Heroes. Ukiyo Heroes has gone insane. We've done really well. You know, the first Kickstarter campaign was fabulous. Then it quieted down, went for a couple of years. We opened it up last September again for the Kickstarter campaign when it exploded. But suddenly now it has gone insane, and I don't know why. Somebody somewhere is blogging about it, or somebody's gone funny. Jed's sales at Comic Cons have gone nuts. Our sales here have gone nuts. And all of a sudden, I've been on top of Ukiyo Heroes production. I've been keeping them made in advance of the orders coming in bit by bit. But now it's gone nuts. Yeah, I think Jed has something to do with it. Yeah, of course he does. The documentary, yes, it's part of it is the documentary. People are seeing this on the airplane. They're either coming here, they're going to Jed's website, they're going to the cons. And this is now getting to be a bit of a crisis. Our orders were booked yesterday for over 120 Ukiyo Heroes prints. We can't make 120 a day. Anyway, that's what today's work is about. I've got to cut some paper. Luckily, we've got paper for this. So to get going, the soup is almost ready. It's going to settle for a few minutes. I've got to cut some paper. We're going to crack another new batch of paper. This is a crate of paper from Iwanasan. I won't even start to tell you how much it costs. We've talked about it before. This is the Takenaga paper. It's $29 a sheet. We're going to crack a new sheet, crack a new crate. Let's have a look at it. Here's the point where I drop 150 sheets of paper. I won't be printing, no, there's no chance. I don't do much printing at all these days. If you're a printer, you're basically only a printer. You can't do printing and do all the other stuff. You know, I can, as you've seen, each morning I carve a little bit. I can do that because you can put the tools down, pick it up, and away you go. But you can't do that with printing. You've got your paper ready, you've got your 100 sheets to go, whatever, you've got to get through it. You can't be a part-time printer. Laundry, hang on. I got a pair of jeans in the laundry and the spinner doesn't like it. I need a number. So what's the bill for this paper? 150 sheets at around $30 per sheet. You can do the math. Here we are, W 2018. Oh, 6. T150B. We got it in the 2018 6 July. It's T for Takinaga. And we had 300 sheets, so it's 150 group A, 150 group B. Beautiful stuff. Whole ton of beautiful stuff. From here I need 18 sheets out of here. What did I say? June, July? I don't know. Whatever. The number's right. My mouth is wrong, so whatever. What's this? How many pinstripe shirts? I don't know. I have 3 shirts in rotation. You know how I do it. That's why the laundry's on. I have 3 shirts, so every second day I do laundry. I wear one shirt, put it on, took the other 2 shirts, put them in the laundry. Today they will be hung up. Tomorrow I come back, take a clean shirt, throw this one in the laundry. The next day, take a clean shirt, do the laundry. 3 shirts and 3 shorts. That's all a guy needs. And 2 pairs of jeans. And come winter, once it gets colder, I'll switch out the shirts. These are summer shirts. They're light. What did I say I need? How many sheets? 18 sheets. Beautiful stuff, you know. Really beautiful stuff. Seems to be a little bit on the thin side this time. I think the washing machine needs my help, excuse me. No idea how to get into it. It's locked. It's a child lock, and I can't figure out how to get it open. Sorry if I've missed on stuff here. The reappearance of the Edgewater Casino jumper. It's in the drawer. Unless my mother sends me another one or something. The owl socks come out. I couldn't have featured the washing machine in the not garbage because they've been garbage. I've refreshed the washing machine. I think this is my third washing machine since I've lived in Japan. The fridge is the same one. The shoe lady, we're not going to hear the shoe lady today. She is way, way, way at the other end of the building, down 3 floors. Sorry. She's on her own today. All right, what have we got? 6 sheets of Takenaga. This is for Ishikawa-san to do Legendary Loot November's print, the second batch. We do 200 of each print. These large sheets get 18 prints out of each one. And she's got 6 sheets here, enough for 100 plus mistakes and stuff. The washing machine is struggling with those jeans. Can we hear the batting cages? Yes. If I open the window, what's the weather like today? Let's see. I think all the noise, it's too noisy, you know? There's no batting cage action today. It's a Friday morning in Tokyo. Alright, so there's 12 sheets for Ishikawa-san. Next one up, I need 18 sheets. If I counted correctly, there's 18 sheets here. This is for Ukiyo-e Heroes. There'll be two designs. One will be the Pokemon design, the I Choose You design by Jed. The other one will be the first one in the series, the rickshaw cart, another 100. So this is my work cut out for today. My mother's in today. Good morning again. I think I can put these together. They're all the same paper. Let's mark these. Because we're starting a new lot, actually it's not the same lot, it's the same 300 sheets, 150, they're just shipped separately. They can go together, it doesn't matter. This is going to be a day's work today. This was what, 48 sheets here. It's going to be a day's work. There's no way we're going to get to the hanging stage here this morning. Before I get busy with the sizing, something else to show you just for fun here. Oh, the laundry's done. Jesus, one thing and another. You know that Aoyamas and I went out to Ome on Tuesday. We had the new bandsaw set up. I showed you some of these the other day, right? We had the bandsaw set up for some of the old blocks and we cut them in half. We've got a bunch of wood blocks that are now been sliced in half. Aoyama-san has started to get them bonded up because we need the blocks. What he's done, you know, we've got the press under the stairs here. We press one pair of block, one block at a time. It takes 24 hours for the epoxy to set. So we can only do one block per day. So what he's doing, he's made another little jig. What he's done is he's made another little kind of press. Is it okay here? What he's got, he just got a bunch of pieces of plywood, some bolts, nothing complex at all. These are shims, so it's the outside part that's the press. He's just got 2 plates of plywood, put some bolts on, and bingo. He's got a couple of wood blocks in the middle here being pressed together. So it just simply means he can do, you know, more than one block each day and get them going. So these are new blocks coming. You can't see in here, it's inside the tape. It's old cherry wood from the 1950s, now being repurposed. Okay, now it's time to warm up the brush. Okay, laundry time, excuse me a sec. You've seen the new hanging suspension hanger that Aoyama-san made? I can't remember. The laundry hanger? I don't know where I am. I can't see the viewfinder. Down she comes. Mokuhanka laundry system. Laundry stream. Jeez, what am I doing? What kind of dumb reality TV show is this? I'm gonna learn about Japanese woodblock printmaking. Okay, up she goes. Yoish, 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 yoish. Okay, let's get back to work. Is that the place it should be? At least my mother gets to know that I do my laundry. In case she was worried. Hi Mom, yeah, I do my laundry. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for me. Okay. Right, I'm not sure how much of this will be streaming then this morning. Like I said, there's 48 sheets here. So it's going to take quite a while. There's no way we're going to get to see the part about hanging up, obviously. I'll do the 48, the first side, flip them, and I'll start the back side. And by that, that'll finish up our time easily. We're already at 8:30. There's 4 staff downstairs. So we've got a bunch of new people training with us. Actually, I took a couple of pictures I was going to show you, but I forgot to get them ready. I don't know. So we have 4 staff downstairs today, 2 veterans and 2 trainees, because we're desperately trying to ramp up and get more people to do print parties because of what's about to happen. We're getting today these days now an average, it didn't count exactly, 5, 6, 7 reservations per day now for the autumn season, and the days are filling up really, really quickly. Anybody who's coming over and thinks he wants a party in November, you better get in there pretty quick because they're filling up really, really fast. Really, really quickly. So we're really trying to get some staff ramped up to do this. We found a couple new more happy ones. You saw her in the stream yesterday, Rui-chan. Rui-chan, Rui-chan. Rui-chan, she's fine. She's smart, she's hip, and she's really, really happy and Genki. So she's in for sure. Then the one you probably haven't met yet, Masato-kun. I think he was here one day last week. He's looking good. Okay, anyway, Dave, get to work, get to work, get to work. What's this? He does laundry, cooks. Come and get him, ladies. Yeah, like at this time of my life, that's what I need. I might take it, I think so, I'm not quite sure. Not something I'm looking for at this time of life. What's ready? Paper's ready, size is ready, temperature's okay. Alum did go in, I didn't forget that. The block's ready. People are coming to take care of the keys. I can just do this. Let's start. And away we go. So you're talking about the lady friend, eh? You know, I don't know if she's given up or not. I really don't know. Some years back, before we did all this stuff with the shop, you know, she and I used to spend quite a bit of time together. I've kind of let her down a little bit in recent years, so I don't know where we're at. I don't know. We don't need to talk about that. I think it's okay. Oops. The thing about, you know, partners and women and stuff like that, really, really funny the way life works, you know. Here I'm in a situation now, I'm 66 years old, and every day people come in the shop and they want to see me and talk to me and whatever. I'm sort of a, quote, popular guy here. You know, every day people, you know, just come and see me and spend time with me, stuff like that. And when I think back to when I was in, say, high school, yeah, when I was like 16 or something, 15, 16, 17, I was really, really, really shy. Really, I mean, super, super, super shy. There wasn't any shyer kid in the school than me. I was okay. I was fine with myself. I'm not quite so sure of myself, but basically shy. I was not popular. I was not, you know, anything like this. I could never have spoken to girls or anything. It was just incredible, you know. I was an okay guy, just quiet guy trying to get himself together. But if you could have told that 15-year-old guy that Dave would not be like the most popular guy in the room or stuff like this, he just would have just not even known what you were talking about, you know. So. Whatever. Some of us take time to grow up. Maybe is that what it is? I don't know. Or part of it's the confidence that comes as you get older. After you've done a whole bunch of stuff, you start to develop, you know, whatever. You feel comfortable with yourself and stuff like that. You know, you're not worried about it anymore. I can't say I don't care what people think of me. That's not the right thing to say. But it doesn't matter so much anymore. Just do your stuff, and the more things you get behind you, wow, look what I did. I guess that develops some kind of confidence, you know, I suppose. Just slowly, bit by bit by bit. And then one day you just sort of realize, wow, you know, wow, actually things are okay, you know, I don't need to worry about that stuff. Coming a bit too heavy here in this corner. It's going to be trouble. I got to get this worked out, you know. Coaches, can you see why it's going wrong? Dumping too much in this corner. It's okay now, but once I've flipped it over and I'm going that way, this corner has a tendency to smear up, to bunch up. I've got to dump less liquid in this corner, but I still need enough liquid in the brush to get me to the end. And this corner's okay, it's just this corner. What's this question? Was it something you worked on, or did it just come out? You're talking about the sizing? I must be hitting too hard here. I can't see, you know. Shoot. That was better. No, yeah. No. What do you mean? Something you work on? How do you work on confidence? I don't know. Just you grow up, or to the point where you stop worrying about it. I don't know. I don't have any words of wisdom here. I'm just describing a situation. I was a shy little boy, and over the years, as you've got stuff behind you and as you do stuff, just whatever. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, what I'm gonna do? I'll knock off here. Bang! Knock off some extra liquid from that corner. And then try and make sure I'm not heavy on this one. I'm trying to lift it up a bit too far. Let's see. Looks a bit better now. I think so. Maybe just knock off a bit here from the bucket. You see me every day, but I never see you. Whatever. I don't think that's weird. It's a camera. I know the point about never seeing you every day in the shop here, every day, any number of times. Now, people come in, we've talked about this, people come in and say, hi Dave, and I have no clue who they are. And of course, once we start talking, it turns out they're YouTube viewers or Twitch viewers or whatever. And right away I ask them, do I know you? Have we been communicating in email or have you been posting? And most of them say, no, I'm just an anonymous watcher or whatever. So if you do ever make it to Japan, you're going to come in the shop, just tell me your handle name, whatever. I might remember or I might not. My mom made me wear a dress. It's like, for the first week, give me a break. Is that going to become a meme? Please don't do that to me. Please don't do that. Guy wearing dresses with a teddy bear. That's where the memes are going to go, is it? No thanks. That's what you get for being an open guy. This is looking good today. This is looking good. Part of the confidence thing, I guess, a big change in there came when I got involved with music. Is when you're doing music with stuff, you end up standing up in front of people doing things, and you either get confidence or you get out of there, one or the other. And I had some good chances early on. When I started playing flute, I got fairly competent at it fairly early, and I guess what it was after I started playing flute in grade 10 in high school. So by the time I was finishing high school, I'd been doing it for 2 years, 2.5 years, and I got a chance. I was in the youth orchestra in Vancouver. There's a main big symphony orchestra, and then there's a youth orchestra organization. I think it's still in existence. I'm not sure. And I got in there, and we had a request from the main Vancouver orchestra to send some soloists. They were doing a bunch of concerts, like school concerts. And I guess the regular members of the orchestra were bored by that, so they had an idea to scoop some kids from the youth orchestra to act as guest soloists with the main orchestra for a bunch of different concerts, school concerts. And I was one chosen. I was the flute soloist. And I got chosen to do a set of 9 concerts with the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, the professional orchestra. I mean, these are not normal concerts with normal customers coming. It was the school concert series. So they hired the orchestra. It would have been the Queen Elizabeth Theatre in Vancouver. They hired the hall, and they did. It was 7 or 9. I can't remember which was 7 concerts or 9 concerts. And they bust kids in. So the whole hall is like 3,000 seats is full of kids, and they rotated. We did 2 concerts a day, like for a bunch of days during the week. And I was doing a Mozart flute concerto. And that's hugely, hugely fun practice. I mean, with a regular symphony orchestra, a concert hall full of 3,000 people, Dave comes out and plays his Mozart flute concerto. And then he gets to do it again, and gets to do it again, and gets to do it again. It was great fun, great practice. You feel like, oh my God, I'm a star. But it was really good practice. And a few experiences like that, and you start to get, you get feeling that you can handle stuff, I mean, there was little kids in the audience. They couldn't tell what I was doing. Didn't matter, actually. But boy, it was good practice. Even got paid for it. Then that autumn, after I don't know, it would have been a year later, after I dropped out of university, I went to England for a year. They could. Somebody wrote about this a long time ago. They said, David spent a year in England doing informal flute studies. Informal flute studies. It means I was busking in front of the Royal Festival Hall. It was informal flute studies. Well, while I was busking there one night, somebody stopped, talked, said, come and see me tomorrow at my office tomorrow morning, whatever. And he's the guy who ran the Imperial College Orchestra in London. And again, that's not a professional orchestra. It's a university, a college. And they have a symphony orchestra associated with it, which I guess is some students, some semi-pros, I don't know. Again, this is the 1970s, so I don't even know if it still exists. And he hired me to do a concerto with him. So I became a soloist there with the Imperial College Orchestra. This would be in the fall of 72 or something. So anyway, I actually got a London debut. I mean, this wasn't the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, it was an amateur orchestra. But crap, it was working. So a couple of those experiences and bang, that's it, you're up and running. Well, this is a little bit different from what you normally see me doing this sizing. We normally do like what, 15 sheets, 20 sheets, 25 or something. What is it? There's 48 sheets here today. So this gives one, something starts to be a bit more difficult than on a normal run. We've got the Mimi, the selvage on the paper. It's on 3 sides. Remember, I cut the big sheets in half. So we've got selvage here on 3 sides. And the part of the paper that has selvage, the paper has a normal thickness, but when it gets to the end here, it's got this bump, because that's the part where the fibers just sort of clump up around the edge of the thing that they make it on. So what I'm getting at is this: the paper has a certain thickness here, but at the leading edge here and the trailing edge, it starts to get thicker, because the paper's thicker here. So this is still flat, but as I get more and more and more and more copies here, it's not flat anymore. And it's like coming into an airport with a bump at the end of the runway, kaboom, then it goes down and then up at the end like a ski jump. And I've learned, the more sheets we get here, the more difficult this gets. Yeah, I could split it, of course. You could split it. It needs more pieces of wood, more places to put it, more calculation. How long has this one been sitting there? But it's doable. And when I watched Misawa-san, the professional sizer, the day I visited him about, 25 years ago to write the story in my newsletter, he had a stack of 500. He just ran through 500. So you can do it. The pros do it, so I should just learn, just get the experience. The pros, only one pro. Speaking about flute again, those TV guys that were here a couple of weeks ago, that documentary that played last week, when they were here interviewing me before we started, he asks this, he asks this. He goes back through my little biography online. So he knows I played flute. So he says, will you play for us during the program? And I'm like, you've got to be kidding. I haven't put that thing in my hands since 1986. I'm not about to sit there and put it together now and go, for you guys, I should make a fool of myself. He says, no, come on, just for fun. Play a little tune. And I said, no. Well, common sense. So we're in Ome, we're digging around looking at stuff. He wants some old photographs. We go to the storeroom, pull out the photographs. There's boxes, and one box says flutes. So he said, that's your flute, right? Let's see it. So we take out the box, we open it up, and there's a couple of flutes. There's my main flute case. And he took a picture of it for the program. He said, come on. He got his camera ready. Come on, just play a little bit for me, you know. And I, no way. You know. He's just hoping that I'll crack. And imagine that, 1986, the last time I touched it, he expects me to play for a camera, for a TV show. Give me a break. The instruments roll. I got a couple of flutes. There's my guitar sitting by it, tenor saxophone, 2 tenor saxes. He says, come on, show us how to play these things. What a joke. When your staff makes a mistake with this step, what exactly are you commenting on? I don't understand the question, I'm sorry. When my staff makes a mistake with this step, you mean when they're sizing? I'm not sure what you mean, I'm sorry. I'm the one that does the sizing here, so the staff doesn't really do this job, so I'm sorry if I misunderstand what's going on, but I don't get the question. The dipping and brushing. The staff doesn't do this job actually. This is one of my jobs here. We would like to have different staff learning how to do this. And as you saw maybe last week, Shiba-san is coming here and doing it bit by bit. But at the moment, I'm the one doing this. Yeah, the lip muscles, that's why I wouldn't play for this guy. You know, you have your muscles and where you go. But after 30 years, whatever musculature is totally gone. So of course, it would be like starting again. I'm sure my mind and fingers will remember some stuff. I could probably make some of the gestures, but the actual sound production wouldn't be possible. Yeah, if you've seen this, you must have seen that day when one of our staff members, Shiba-san, she was here practicing this. What she was doing actually, she was working on her own paper. She's a printmaker in her own right, and rather than just asking me to do her paper, I showed her how to do it. So that would have been Shiba-san. And she's done that a few times now. She comes up here, uses our tools and technology. Here's camera design. Much quieter entrance than when it's downstairs with the shutter.
Yeah.
I got a ton of paper running here. You know, it's paper for Ishikawa-san for Lute, for Kanai-san, Heroes, Mario, for Tsushima-san for the Pokemon, and for Dei-chan. You know. So I'm booked here for the morning. So yeah. I'm booked for the morning. I had to crack a new crate.
Oh wow!
We've only got 1 crate in reserve, but another 300 on order, so we should be okay. Come say hello. I think there's a bunch of new people here. So.
Morning. Good morning.
We had a laundry feature a few minutes ago. My laundry dinged, and I had to show Aoyama-san's new hanger system.
That's fun.
So what's happening today downstairs? There's 4, I think, down there. Teiko-san and Koizumi-san are the veterans, and we got Lisa-san is here along with
Oh, Lisa's coming too.
yeah, Lisa's book. Ishikawa-san booked a long time ago. So it's Lisa-san and Nui. Lisa, I think it's the 4. We got 4 again.
Wow.
So last night before I went to bed, I stayed up. I got some flea market preparation ready for it. So it's on the desk downstairs.
Okay.
I'm going to be stuck here now till about probably at least 10:30.
Wow.
So I think they can figure it out. There's a bunch of, it's the old books.
Oh, great.
They're
Yeah.
stacked up. They've all got a number stuck inside them. I've prepared labels and barcode labels.
Oh, great.
And what they have to do is look at the books that are in stock currently, because those clear files have to be chopped
Oh, yeah.
to fit, sellotape.
Yeah,
You know,
very
just
nice.
so have them just copy the old ones.
Okay.
And the auction on the books last night, they went way, way, way too high.
Really?
Yeah, they went up almost to the same price that we're paying wholesale at the dealer market. So there's no point.
Oh,
You
wow.
take it that, but that Yonjuman, sure. There's no need for me to put Yonjuman in it to buy it at the same price that we're getting it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I let it go. So
Someone just asked, how did the auction for the books go?
over my head. They went way too high. Was it you who bought them?
Rainbow Submarine.
Somebody got. If it was a person buying for himself, for
That's a good deal.
It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful deal. Oh my God, he got a great deal. He got a total sub-wholesale price, the wholesale price that dealers pay.
Yeah.
So he got a great deal. And they seem to be, lots of them seem to be in really, really, really good condition, going by the pictures on the auction.
Yeah.
So if it's a collector, somebody's really happy. Well, not happy because he paid a lot of money for it, but he got a very, very good value, a good price. But I can't afford to pay retail price for books.
Yeah. Resonator Games asked, can you elaborate on the important aspects of the process you must have been talking about right as I came up the stairs?
I don't know where we're at. Can you look back and see what we're talking about?
Resonator Games. Which process are you talking about?
I think it was the sizing, right? This person, I think this person had seen this stream the other day when Shiba-san was doing it. So he's, what's the important point when David is training his staff? And I was just trying to say, I don't train my staff, I'm the one who does this. But
But she kind of knows.
what's the important aspect? The important aspect here is simple. We just have to get this fluid as even and smooth across these sheets as possible. The fluid itself has to be calculated correctly. We look at the temperature and weather and decide what these numbers are. We decide what density to make the glue. And then the spreading just has to be simply as smooth and as even as possible. And if you're careless, too much liquid goes at the front and not enough at the back, or the other way around. You meant the laundry.
Meant the laundry. Ah.
My mother is here today, so she's
great.
got to see me hang up my laundry. I was kind of surprised. I thought she would jump in and say, "David never did that when he was living at our house," or something. I don't know.
Looks like you've got things pretty well yourself up here on the street today.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
Let me know if you need help moving the camera over or anything.
I don't think we'll get that far today because this is going to take so long. It's already 8:45. This is going to. I'm halfway to the front side. I got to flip it to the back side. So there's no way I'll be showing the hanging up part. So. Oh no, you might keep a track. I don't know. Whoever comes first. Teiko-san's usually late. She's the one with the key, so the kids might not be able to get it. So keep your or go and open it up or something, whatever. I'm not sure what else I can add. I wasn't critical, I was really trying to guide her carefully, as we said. The brush angle, the brush speed, the way we press down, all those things, and the main purpose of adjusting all those things, as I said, is to try and get the liquid smooth and clear across the full surface. Because it's really easy to get too much at the beginning and not enough at the end. If there's not enough when I dip the brush in there, it will run out before I get to the end. And of course, this could be mechanized. This could be, easily you could build a machine to do this. Commercial paper is commercially sized. Our problem is that we're such short runs. You can't really spend $100,000 building a machine. You feed the paper in one end and pull it out the other end perfectly sized. Of course, it will be possible. It's not a difficult question at all. Getting the temperature right. But it's just not a practical thing for us to do, to try and build a big machine to do such a simple job. Hanging laundry like that, what do you mean? You mean with a rope, you lower the thing down? In fact, I think I remember you guys doing that. One of the houses we lived in, there was a laundry line in the backyard, and it was quite high. And I think there was something on a pole, right? You used to do a pulley thing, the laundry would come down, you put the laundry on the line, then you use the pulley to pull it back up. I think something like that when I was a kid, I remember seeing that. Yeah, I know the word critical, I understand. I'm just being careful to get things exactly right. So. Different conversations going on at the same time. Different mixed conversations. Laundry, sizing. Whoosh. This is my weak corner. Absolutely, this is my weak corner. It's peaceful work, it really is nice. If it wasn't this noisy interruption here, It's peaceful work, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, here comes some more noise. I hear Suga-san's voice. She's okay today. I took her paper out of the freezer, so there's no panic when I hear her voice. Stand by for Suga-san. How do I size my boxer shorts? No comment. One size fits all. Yes, I showed Suga-san the old paper. We were chatting about it last night. And in fact, the old paper, let me give you an update on it in a minute. Well, I can actually update you now. The young boy who is printing our Great Waves came by yesterday afternoon. He brought the new batch of Great Wave prints. In fact, Cameron-san, over the next couple of hours, is going to be sending out emails to the top people on the waiting list, because the next batch of Great Waves has arrived. They look great too. This kid is doing such a freakingly good job. He's just getting better and better and better at this. I took the prints last night. I put them one by one. I got to pick out the last bits of chili, and bark in these Great Wave prints. But one by one, they come out of my microscope. And holy crap, he's just getting better and better and better. He's now learned all the nuances of our block set, where it needs pressure, where it doesn't need pressure. He's doing a wonderful job. You can probably hear Suga-san's voice downstairs. She's getting closer. Anyway, about the old paper, Yamamoto-san, now that he's done a batch of Great Waves, he's doing the next job. And he's doing that Funabori print, the Kawase Hasui print on the old Doihanga blocks. And when I spoke to him yesterday afternoon, he hadn't started yet. He's done the test version for me. You saw that a few weeks ago. And he's now ready to start the real version. So of course, I cut one sheet of that paper up, gave it to him and said, Yamamoto-san, throw this in. Let's see what that Hasui print looks like on this old paper. So he's put 2 sheets, enough for 2 Mitsugiri bound prints in there. And this is mainly a sizing test, because that old paper, it was sized 50 years ago, but just like this. But the sizing now has probably decayed. We don't have any idea what to do. So should I resize it? Should I resize it with half density size? I don't know what to do. So he's taken 2 sheets as it is. We took the dirtiest sheet, the one that has all the yellowness from the old foxing, and we put those sheets in. So he's testing this week. So that's going to make a great show and tell when he gets back in 10 days or so. I got a message about a print party here. Cameron-san? Cameron-san?
おはようございます
Cameron-san? Is he
あ、キャ
there?
メロンさんキャメロンさん
Go ahead. Sorry to call back and forth like this. I know.
ネズミがいない
I don't know.
ネズミがいないネズミがいない
It's a print party at 11 this morning. There's a special booking here. I'll send you the email thread. You can see what happened.
Okay.
Please let Teiko-san know this. It might be, I don't even know what it is, 1 or 2 or whatever.
Okay.
There's a woman who has business meetings that didn't finish until 10:30, so she couldn't book the 10 o'clock session. And they let there's no 11:30 session. Anyway, I've just sent the
All right.
thread to you.
Was it already on the calendar, or is this a new?
No, it's nothing. It's just totally nothing's been done. Downstairs doesn't know about it. There's
Okay.
nothing on the calendar.
Okay.
And in fact, if over the next few minutes, if a 10 o'clock booking does come in,
We're in trouble.
we'll let them talk because this one wants 11 o'clock. So we've got there's 4 people down there. They can do it
Okay,
anyway.
wait.
But just let her know what's happening. You can see the thread. Oh, Suga-san, you came through without saying, come say hello. They were all ready to meet you. I primed them up and then you ran away. So.
ネズミ取れてなかったねデイビッドさん
Hi.
青山さんが美味しい松茸を
So. They're not stupid. These are city rats. They're not going to bite that little trap. No way. They're
のか
smart.
そうだね
Say hello to Suga-san.
おはようございます
もう下から声をどんどんどんどん Suga-san is indeed scared of the rats. And what happened yesterday with the rats? I didn't hear about this till the late afternoon. I was busy downstairs.
大
Yesterday,
変
not last night, but the night before, those guys left food out again in their room, the printers. They left food out, and the rats had a party all night long. There's food scraps and wrappers. I didn't see it. But in the afternoon, they came to me, Dave, do something about this. And I'm like, do something about what? What's happened? He said, the rats are all over our room last night. I said, did you leave food out? Well, what can I say? I gave them, we've got big plastic tight packages to put the food in. Suga-san, いろんな人がおはようと言いましたよ。そう。もういいよ、だけど返事。もうおはようとか。はい。They're all like, do something about the rats. And the first step about doing something about the rats is don't leave your freaking food on the bench. Is the war going well? Well, what kind of a war? I mean, they had a field day 2 nights ago because the staff left food all over the place. Last night, I don't have any evidence of anything last night. Traps everywhere, nothing triggered yet, and I don't expect that to happen. These city rats, there's no way they're stupid enough to put their feet on a normal mouse trap. I'm resisting the idea of a cat. People are all yelling at me, get a cat, get a cat, get a cat. Something else to take care of, something else to worry about. Yeah, pinned down the entrance points, no idea. Did we talk about that last week? I was going to isolate the 3 rooms, put some food out, just whatever. No. There is an entrance point somewhere up here on the 3rd floor, and there's clearly one in the stairwell that comes up from outside into the 2nd floor shop. Beyond that, I don't know. Rent-A-Cat. I guess Japan probably does have Rent-A-Cat. I don't know. Laughing too much. I hit it too hard here again. Ah. No, we haven't had any snap drop. We gave up on the peanut butter. Aoyama-san tried a couple of nights ago. He took out the peanut butter, wasn't working at all. And he put some tuna, I think tuna fish or something, got a can of fish and put it down. but nothing. They're not that dumb. These cats have generations, hundreds of years of generations. There should be an ongoing manga about this place, I'm sure. Different story streams running. The rat streams, this stream, that stream. Have they heard the bucket thing? No, oh my God, set up something massive like that. No. I think it's simple. Just get rid of the food. There's nothing else to say. Get rid of the food. Block the entrances. Home Alone, yeah. Booby trap it and destroy the joint, right? Is that what you want? Yeah, rat cam. We thought about that, you know. Get a sensor on the camera, put up at night. Just get some fun video at least. But just we don't have time to fool around with these things, you know. There's lots of things we could be doing. It could be a great video setup, you know, play with the rats. It could be really interesting. Just we don't have time to mess with that kind of stuff. We are all just, you know, we're going not 24 hours a day. That's wrong, but we're all just going steadily all the time, all the time. I got an email this morning from Kickstarter. Somebody left a comment on last year's Kickstarter campaign. They've been really, really patient, but this is the first, where is my print? Because I'm still, one of the prints from last year's Kickstarter campaign still hasn't been delivered yet. One, we've delivered all the rest. But one is not finished yet. It's the one that's what's called Two Souls Entwined or something. And we've already gone on to make different hero sprints after the campaign, but one of the ones from the campaign is still not delivered yet. And somebody asked, he asked politely, Dave, where is my print? You know, because he's paid for it. Now it's September. He paid for it a year ago, and he has yet to get his print. So at the moment, we're still technically sort of in default on the Kickstarter campaign. And we're making a print. The key block is on my bench downstairs as I speak, so it's coming, but it's late. And I don't want to bugger up our record with Kickstarter. Our record with Kickstarter has been really, really good. We've had 3 campaigns, and we've delivered well and delivered good stuff. But I have to be really careful not to spoil that reputation. And the first comment came today. It's 1 year. Dave, where is my print? These rats could jump out of a bucket. My God, the one I was watching the other night. We've got a counter here. I said he looks like he just levitated up. I didn't see a springing. All of a sudden he's there, and a minute later he's nearly a meter higher up on the table. There's no little bucket that's going to stop one of these guys. These are not little tiny field mice. These are monstrous creatures. There's no bucket that would stop one of these guys. Turtles, turtles. I don't understand the reference there. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I don't understand the reference there. I know what the turtles are about roughly, but I don't know any details about it. I'm sorry. Tend to lift the further edge of the brush higher. You mean when I'm down here like this? Is it tipping up that way? I should go back and watch one of the streams myself to see what I'm doing. I need a swing coach. Watch the stream instead of my... I can't watch the screen and do this at the same time. That was clear. I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So,鈴木さん何時から起きるんですか？6時頃？
今日はね、5時半。
5時半すごい。
一回4時に起きて、目覚めて、もう一回早いと思って寝て5時半に起き
通勤時間どれくらい
1時間半、行き1時間半、帰りが2時間。ですよ。だよ。もうキャメロンさんと比べ物にならない。
なんだ。
東京都なのに。東京都。
ちょっと待って、来るとき1時間半。帰りは2時間。
2時間ぐらい。
なんで違う？
帰りの方が帰り銀座線で帰ってるんですよ。行きは都営新宿線で、都営新宿線に乗り換えて都営浅草線。
帰りはなんで電車が選べないから？
電車そう銀座線の方が時間がかかるし、あと乗り換えが1回増えるし、あとなんだ？
なんで違う方法ですか？
あと帰りの方が座って帰れるから。そっちの方がでも安いんだけどね。
Just chatting with I asked her, I was saying I didn't get my breakfast yet this morning. Whatever, I can get a bit late. Did she get breakfast? Turns out she takes an hour and a half to get here in the morning and 2 hours to go home. So 3.5 hours a day for her is commuting time. So mumble mumble Tokyo, mumble mumble Asakusa. So 今向こうの人がmumble mumble Asakusa, mumble Ginza線, mumble
浅草とか銀座はわかるけど、あとわかんないからね。そう。あれ石川さんの？石川さんの
と金井さんのと津島さんのも。
津島さんか。
みんなheroes。
そっか。あれもうギフトに何やるか決まってるんですよね。
カワセミの絵ですね。
カワセミの絵。
そう。 It's top secret, so don't tell these
so
guys. No, don't tell these guys.
あ、そうだ。そうだそうだ。対馬さん今何吸ってるの？
いろいろ
いろいろ知ってる
ハンガークラブのツールと
そうなんだ
か、それチビまだチビやってますし
チビもすごい
それからこのグループの中に愛中中ポケモンのね
ポケモン、あ
それはい対馬さん専門
あ、専門のね。
みたいですね
はいはいはい、ポケモンだ。
そういてはもうこう彼女ができるレベルですね
で、ヒーローズ
入っていないですね
ね。
そう
そうか、そうだ。いやー、未だにチビもすごいな。
うん子供まだ小さいですからあまり一日の長い時間できないです
あ、そう
朝も遅い夜も早く帰らないとダメです大きい作品はちょっと難しいOkay, now for the back side. What is the stuff behind Dave that looks like straw? It's a Kozo fiber. But we've shortly got some action happening on that soon now. These are Kozo fibers. It's for making the paper, this mulberry. It's a white bark, the inner bark from the mulberry bushes, the mulberry trees, whatever. This is going to go for paper making this winter to our paper maker, Sawaki-san. Mulberry fiber. Rat bedding, yes. We don't think they're in there. What I've got, I think I showed you before. We keep it on every morning and every night. We've got this little stick here. We keep it in motion. Anybody home? Anybody home? Seems not. We keep checking, morning and night checking, and no scurrying, no nothing. I think we're keeping them out of there. I think with rats you never know. Okay, now time for the back side. We've done the front side. This is a bit more delicate because the pressure becomes more important. If I squeeze too hard, the paper buckles on top of each other, and I get haven't heard that sound. It's not supposed to come to this computer. What was that all about? That's the order song, which shouldn't come here. No, it's a robot. Okay, Dave, back to it. Here we go. Now for the second side, we need less liquid in the brush because the paper, it's not exactly half full of liquid, but there is liquid in there. Some of it's come through to the back. So we need a bit less liquid in the brush. So what I've been doing is we knock off once, twice. I knock off a bit more the second time round. I knocked off once, twice. This time I've knocked off maybe 3 times. We're a little bit closer. And lighter this time, and now lighter at this end. I cannot push down there. That looks pretty good. I think I'm getting away with this. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Notification sounds, I have a whole bunch of fun ones. I don't hear them much anymore. When I was the one controlling all the mail and all the bookwork and stuff, I had notifications for everything, but Cameron doesn't, he's more business-like than I am, so he doesn't use those. And the order mails and stuff don't normally come to my computer these days. I get the party notifications because I'm involved in the party organization. I've forgotten the guy who composed that stuff for us. I can't remember. I don't know. I've forgotten his name. I can't remember. Just can't remember. It's been so many years since I talked to him. No, not Quincy Jones. I can't remember his name. It's really impolite. I know. When I was looking for the music for these things, let me see if I can quickly get a handle on it. Story of Week. Stories. I used some of his music for the background music for my Story of Week. Guy Allison. I had Googled around. I think I Googled one day for fanfare.mp3, looking for a fanfare type music that I could use for this thing. And a bunch of stuff came up, and a page came up from the website from Tascam, people that make like tape recorders and stuff like this. This is a really long time ago. Whether it still exists or not, I don't know. Anyway, Tascam had a page that had a bunch of different music clips of all different kinds of stuff, and the purpose was to show off something about one of their recording tools or whatever. I have no idea. But anyway, that fanfare that you just heard was one of those clips on there. And it had contact information for the guy who wrote it. Or I wrote to them and asked for contact information. I can't remember the full story. I don't know. So it had contact information. So I write this guy, Guy Allison, and ask him for permission to use this. And it turns out Guy Allison is, or was at that time, he was the keyboard player for the Doobie Brothers. And they had hired him, whatever, Hollywood studio, blah, blah, blah. They had hired him to do these music clips. So I wrote to him and I said, hey, can I use some of your music clips for notifications inside our email system and stuff like this, and for background music for my story week? And he wrote back, I'd explained what we were doing, woodblock prints, blah, 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 blah. He wrote back, and he's really cool. He really enjoyed what we were doing, the website, liked the woodblock prints, so we made a deal. I sent him some woodblock prints, and he said, you can use the music, those music clips for your notifications, and one of them, one of them is on my Story a Week website, the background music for the intro for the miniature podcast I used to do at Story a Week. He's a really, really nice guy. So there it is. It's my David's email notifications are written by courtesy of the Doobie Brothers. Not the Doobie Brothers, but the keyboard player from the Doobie Brothers. We talked about this before on the stream, because I remember, because last year or something, when I was still doing my old email, we talked about that sound came in one day. I told that same story. I just told you, I guess, whatever. So people wanted to hear the sound again. So people started buying prints from the website just so that order messages would come into Dave's computer. Don't do that now, because they don't come into me anymore. No, Guy Allison is the guy's name. And if he's still with him or not, I haven't the slightest idea. At that time, he was. And again, I don't know whether the keyboard players in that band are just hired guns or whatever. I have no idea, whatever. He was or is the keyboard player for that incarnation of the band at that time. So, Guy Ellison, there you are. Is that him? Bingo. Anyway, real nice guy to me. Was happy to let me use the music. I sent him some prints in return. Haven't had any communication with him since then. We're not buddies or anything. $1996. It would have been somewhere back there that I wrote to him, because that was when I did the Story Week website. When did that start? Story Week ran from, I forget when it was, 2000 and something, I don't remember. But if you go to the Story Week website and jump to about halfway down the streams and pick one of the playback icons, the music icon, to listen to one of the Story Week stories, the music you hear in the background, opening it and closing it, comes from Guy. There's no music on, I think when you go to the page, the first 50 or so stories, because I just gave up. I just didn't have time after the Asakusa shop opened. So jump down the page 100 stories or so, just grab one at random. Yeah, it's not Doobie Brothers music, it's just from this guy. I thought that the music really fit. I thought he did a wonderful job. I needed an intro for those stories that I could use for an outro. And I think it was a really good job. My voice sounded different back then. I think what you might be hearing is those were recorded in the basement of my home in Ome. There'd be one in the basement, and it's a huge concrete room with like 4-meter high ceilings, and it was all concrete with a river outside. And it was great for recording. I just put the microphone, the Zoom recorder, the same one I use. I didn't use a clip-on mic. I put the Zoom recorder so you could hear the room ambience. Good evening, this is, what did I say? Story Week, blah, 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 whatever the intro was. And the room had its own echo. Hey-chan, hello, hello, hello. 次の作品話ありますか？今途中ですから。そうそうそう。Come and say hello. Sorry, careful, don't slip on the stuff. So. This is Day-chan, printer Day-chan. She's doing super work these days, really super work. Yeah, yeah. That last print, the show, the one with the little bird. You're happy with that?
Hi.
Good. She's happy with that. Look at that. I finally got her to admit something. Thank you. She's so quiet. She's like me when I was a little kid. Those were the days. Now I'm getting a buildup of stuff here. Was I ever into radio drama as a listener? No, I'm sorry, not. No, I was as a, I'm going to say producer, no. When I was in high school, there was an interesting experiment going on. It would have been in my last year of high school. They did what they were calling some kind of, they were trying to do new stuff to figure out how to teach school in different ways. And they did a team teaching experiment in our high school. And they took all the English classes. Everybody used to go to English, just whatever, grade 12 English. And we would sit with the English teacher and do whatever it was, drone on about Shakespeare or something, blah, 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 blah. They tried an experiment. They took all the English classes and broke them up into 6 groups, like group A, group B, group C. Not ranked A, B, C, just whatever, 6 different groups. And they put the kids into these different groups based on what they thought was different kinds of personalities or skills or talents. And I don't remember how they actually did the calculations of who should go into what group. Maybe they just remembered what we were like when we were in grade 11, and the teachers over the summer took that experience, that knowledge of what these kids were like when they were in grade 11, and they split us into 6 groups in grade 12. And I was put into a group, I don't remember what letter it was, group D or something, whatever, it doesn't matter. And that group was all made up of people who they thought could create a radio drama. And the reason I was in there, because when something grade 10 or grade 11, whatever, we're reading stuff that, you know, the way they get you to read something, they stand up in class and read something, you know. So they go through the class. Kid number 1 stands up and reads from a book, blah, 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 blah. Reads 2 paragraphs, sit down. Next kid gets up, read the next 2 paragraphs, blah, blah, blah. They get to my turn, whatever, I stand up and I read with some kind of expression because I'd been a reader, avid reader since I was a little kid. So I would stand up, I don't remember the details, but I would stand up and say, and with one bound, he was by her side. John quickly, blah, blah, blah. I would read with some kind of expression. So anyway, so based on that history, they put me in the group, which they thought would be able to do drama and stuff. This is an English class, this is not a theater class, so we're not standing up on stage and doing dramas. We did a radio drama. We spent the whole freaking year, from September around to the spring. They gave us this giant deck. It would have been a Sony 4-track reel-to-reel or something. Bunch of microphones. They said, that's it. Get a script, figure out what you're doing. And the teachers kept away from us for a year. And we had to, on our own, figure out what to do, what kind of play to do, how to do sound effects, how to record it. On our own, over the course of the 1 year, we had to create a radio drama. And we did. And I wasn't anywhere near the leader. Like I said, I was such a shy guy. So I wasn't the person who like took control over it and directed it and did all that stuff. The people who were noisy powerhouses did that. But because of the way that I could read, they gave me the lead man's role on this. It's some romantic story, and I was the lead. I couldn't have acted it if it was on stage, but because it was all just sitting in a room reading into microphones, I could do that. God, I'd love to have a copy of it now. And we didn't make up our own story. I know we licensed some radio drama. It was a drama created for the purpose of people doing this. So the school licensed it. We were able to use it. We got the scripts and all that stuff from the people who published it. I don't even remember what it was about. But we did the whole thing, sound effects and all that kind of stuff. And the kids who were good at engineering sort of things did the sound and the audio control and mucking with the microphones and whatever. I'd laugh to hear that now. Wouldn't that be fun? No idea what it was called or what it was about or anything. I suppose there's information maybe in the school yearbook or something for that year. There's information on it or whatever, or the name or whatever the class is. I don't have yearbooks. Our family didn't go in for stuff like that, so I never got my school yearbook each year. Dumping too much here still. We've run past our official hour and a half, right? 90 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll just keep it on here until I finish this deck. Until this gets transferred to here, I'll just keep it on for that and then shut her down. We won't be seeing the hanging up part. It's another half hour at least until I get this done. Then the paper has to sit for 20 minutes, a half an hour before I hang it up. So, so that'll be it for today's stream. Today's Friday, and tomorrow's stream, I don't really know what it could be. There's 3 or 4 things it could be. We keep talking about this share certificate business. I've got to find time to get that up and running. So one of the coming up streams soon will be me printing the next batch of share certificates. Other than that, there's still work. The octopus carving is still continuing. I'm now on the octopus head. That block is waiting on my bench downstairs. So I'm not quite sure what the stream content will be. Perhaps one of those 2 things, tomorrow or the day after. I've also got to do the color separation work for the print. I forget what it's called again, Two Souls Entwined, the last print from last year's Kickstarter campaign. I've got to do the color separation work. That's totally waiting for me. The gift print now is a bit stuck. The design is pretty much chosen. I know what I'm doing with it. I've traced the main elements of the design, but it's a little bit bare. I know it's going to be some kind of bird. We talked about this before. It's not going to be an owl, but it is avian related. So I've got a really, really, really nice image of a certain type of bird, which I've stolen from an older artist who we'll talk about later. But at the moment, I've just got the bird. I need something around it to give it some more background and some more context. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. It's just sitting, waiting for me to get on board and decide it. Because everybody down the line, the people in Ome are waiting for the print so they can package it. Vote, no thanks, guys, no thanks. Who's this? Oh, Kawai-san! Hey, come and say hello. You're a printer today, でしょ?
そうです。
まだやってますから Come and say hello. He didn't hear me, went through. He'll come back in a minute. That's Kawai-san, who you normally see in the shop downstairs. Today he's not on shop duty at all. He's on printing duty. He's doing the North Korea print. Come and say hello. Kawai-san. ちょっと挨拶 Speak to.
Hello. Good morning.
You normally see Kawai-san down in the shop for getting very今日 shop じゃないでしょ? 今日 Surishi. He's a printer today. Printer today. ノースコリアでしょ? 北朝鮮の絵柄?
北朝鮮あとはもう少しあとはもう細かいパート。
1日また2日まだの方がいやいい
あと印とスタンプの撥水のスタンプだ下の緑のあれあとはちょっと他にバランス見て薄いやつとか
でももうそろそろ
もうそろそろですね。
これ何最初のグループでしょ?
最初のグループ
まだグループいくつかありますから。It's a big job. He's almost finished the first batch. The publisher has asked for different color versions, like blue sky version, dark sky version. I'm not on the project, but so different versions. So he's got nearly the first batch ready so far.
そう。ですドライアートする前になんかチェックカラーした方がいい。でも乾かしてから一回1枚かなんか乾かしてチェックカラーした方がいい。
どっちもいいよ。そう。
それで乾かす前に最終的に薄かったら。
じゃあ連絡してください。
まあそう。
Okay.
見せてもらう。
Let's have a look. Yeah. are the story weeks fiction or non-fiction? There's no fiction there. I don't do fiction, period. I don't do fiction in any way whatsoever. I can't make up stories. I just can't do it. Given the limits of my memory, I think I'm pretty good about stuff like that. The story week is true stories. Pretty much all non-fiction. They're totally all non-fiction. Rei-chan. Go and get in there. 今ちょっといやこの絵柄わかりますか？何や？
北斎の
北斎の、ちょっといいですか？ごめん。
すいません。
紙の大きさですが、版画が始まった前のものですね。私は年賀状のために作ったんです。ちょっと大きい、16かな？16センチぐらい。
ダヌマみたいな。
ああ、そうですね。見当がちょっと大きい。4回するだけですかな？
はい。
どうですか？次のもの。今在庫全然ない。お店に2、3枚がしか残ってない。
はい。
もうグレー。と
すいません。
ぼかし。これもぼかし。
大丈夫かしら。
これだけぼかしかな？そう
はいはい。
できそうかな？
はい。撮ってみます。じゃあ見当はそのまま。
そうですね、そのまま紙ちょっともったいない、そのまま吸って後でトリミングパックに入ります。ギリギリ入りますから。これテストのための紙棚の上にある？
そうですね。
でも本番の方はないか。じゃあちょっと調べて、で今竹投げやってますから終わってからレイちゃんのための紙です。Questions. How long did it take me to learn Japanese? It's ongoing. It's ongoing. My method of learning Japanese is just whatever, you move here and start swimming. There's lots of stuff I don't know, lots of stuff I'm bad at. My pronunciation is sometimes awful. I'm not a good speaker of Japanese. I get by. It's the deep end of the pool, plop you in and away you go. I get around, I can give speeches, I can do TV and whatever, chat with the staff. There's lots and lots of words I don't know. Sometimes they confuse me with something, I just let it roll or whatever. It's just the deep end of the pool. Flounder around in the deep end of the pool. So I know why it's gone quiet. Everybody's over there reading a Story Week episodes, are you? One request, don't eat too many at the same time. They start to get a bit boring if you eat too many at the same time. The pace I wrote them, once a week was just fine, or one a day is okay, but don't eat too many at the same time. Because they really are the same. It's the same tone of voice, the same kind of episodes, the same music. Oma used to be my home. Yes, Oma used to be my home, and now it's what would we say? It's our fulfillment center. Is that what we call it these days? 3-4 people work there. All the blocks are stored there. All of our packaging gets done there. The finished prints, once we've made them, they go to Ome for storage, and everything shipped overseas gets shipped from Ome. Not everything. And when people in the shop ask us to send something, the shop will send it. But all the online orders, if you order from our online shop, it gets processed here by Cameron. Then he sends it through, and Ome are the people who do the actual mailing and stuff. It's a 4-story building with an actual little house on the top, 2-story house, and then a 2-story concrete structure at the bottom. And it used to be my home/workshop. John's right here. John visited one day, didn't he? What am I working on now? This is sizing paper. The paper is for Ukiyo-e Heroes prints. We're selling a ton of Ukiyo-e Heroes prints. And this is for the next batch of them, the next few batches of them.カビ？
ここのちょっと奥の方に。
いつもより量が多いですね。ギリギリ難しいです。耳が熱いですから耳の方が熱くなったんです。いつも20枚ぐらい、今日はもう48枚です。
スピード変えたり強さ変えたりするんですか、耳のところの。
まあ、タイルの場合はストレートにできますが、今ちょっとこうにならないとダメです。
力の
の紙だけは10万円以上。この分10万円以上。1枚3000円、まあ、2900円プラス消費税、今28枚、まあ、9万6000円。大変。落ちるとか。
怖くてそれで
そうそう僕も怖いよ。そう僕も怖い。あれ明晩間違ったとかそう後でお店にいる間にちょっと声出してください。また原田さんがいらしたんですが、古いものを持ってきたんです。今までは版木とか絵とか、古い和紙も持ってきたんです。
古い和紙。
50年前の交渉者。50年前のか。
50年前。
そうもう60年ぐらい。試してみたい？
どうした
だからいい
セリーズ何枚かじゃあ
今動作入ってるみたいですが、50年以上経ったんですから動作はどうになったかわからない。で今山本君が1枚に出して、山本さん
今やってる。
そう今ちょうど撥水の昔の版木だけど、その
新しいのあゆみさんとかやったことないやつ。
やってみてください。船堀の
船堀。
そう川の中のだってお店に見本ありますから、後で試してください。でこの古い紙を入れたんです。どうなるか。
スペシャルエディション。スペシャルエディション。
そう。古い版木、古い紙。できるか。12th inning, are we? Okay, what have I got left? It's 2 hours now. I've got about 10 sheets left. I'm going to run to the end of this. I'm just going to keep going myself. You guys can hang or not. It's up to you. I got about 10 sheets left, and then when I get those done, we'll shut this down, and then I'll wait and get some coffee and then hang the paper up. So for those of you who got to go, you got to go, of course. I'm sorry. This is a much longer stream than normal. There won't be anything exciting or interesting now between now and the end of the stream. I'm just going to finish this batch of paper. That's all. So. It's also different for me around here. The part around the glue here, this is a much longer, usually like I said, about 20 sheets normally. This is about double what I normally do. And things are getting more difficult. There's more glue crusting here and there. And some of the hairs here are getting a bit sticky. There's glue crusting up on these because I've let it touch the top of this thing. You see there? It sticks a little bit. So I've got to really be careful. It's a different game, going for a longer time than normal, using more glue than normal, getting a thicker stack than normal. There's other levels of difficulty that come in that I don't have a whole lot of experience with. Misawa-san, the professional sizer, he works with stacks of up to 500. And my God, he must be fast. And the glue must get sticky partway along. I have no experience about that. So today's stream here, it's a bit more experience for me too. Trying to handle step by step. Trying to learn how to handle larger batches of paper, how it differs. How have I changed my plans about the paper? We're still using Iwano-san's paper. The quality has been, what can I say, holding its own, I guess is the polite thing to say. The paper is usable, it's holding its own. It's still full of bark, it's still very rough on the front surface, but it's usable. We are not just going to believe that it's going to ever always stay the same. So we are still working with Plan B. We are trying to work with another paper maker to build up the ability to make paper. And actually, something's happening in that too. I know the Mulberry, whatever, it's been waiting for me to go and see him. And Aoyama-san has been pushing me from the back here. Dave, get this going. So we are. On my desk downstairs right now, there's a batch of different samples from our printers, a whole batch of different pair prints. Same print, made with the same circumstances with Iwano-san's paper and Sawaki-san's paper. So we should maybe even scan something. I shouldn't talk about it. There's no time to do that, but whatever. We are now pushing that project forward a little bit more actively. Now that Aoyama-san is finished with the construction downstairs, he has time for other things. And he's been pushing me on this. Dave, let's get this Plan B paper get going, you know. And I thank him for that, you know, because there's so much on my desk, I don't get to it. But he's been pushing me, so. So yes, you should see some progress now soon on the new paper. Says he when the autumn rush is about to hit any day now, but whatever. Why don't they stick together? The glue is not that thick. The glue is, it's glue, but the mix is quite weak, quite light. If I let it dry, of course they would stick together. We're going to be hanging it up before it dries, of course. When I do, you know, half an hour from now, when I am hanging this up, some of the edges are going to be stuck together because the little fibers here tend to glue and stick together. But the sheets themselves will separate easily. Five or six sheets left here now today. Because the liquid has been used up, this thing is now starting to float. Okay, 3 sheets left. And I can get my cup of coffee. Not so much, you know, I have a cup of coffee in the morning, start my day with that. I missed it this morning, so I was getting the stream ready. So I'll have a peaceful cup of coffee. I don't like strong coffee. I can't deal with espresso and stuff like that. It just hurts my guts. So it'll be kind of a latte or something like that, cappuccino or whatever. We have a machine downstairs in the shop that does these. So I'll have a coffee now in the morning. And then sometimes in the afternoon, when we have like what, Sanji no Oyatsu in Japanese, 3 o'clock, whatever, I'll get either a cup of coffee or tea, again made on the same machine. And that'll be it for me for the day. At noon with lunch, I drink something provided by our sponsor. Do I have one here for you? At noon, I will drink water or one of our little, you know, fruit drinks like this. And before going to bed, as I will start, when it gets to be colder weather now, before going to bed, I'll have a cup of tea. Again, hot milky tea before going to bed. So I'm not a coffee addict at all. But the 1 cup of coffee in the morning is really pleasure. Really, really nice pleasure in the morning. But I'm not a coffee head. Not at all. Matcha, I don't like matcha, I'm sorry. The taste, whatever, and the pretension, just the pretension. I don't do that stuff. Here we are, last sheet of the day here. drinking thing, I've changed over the last year. So I'd experienced last year what it did, in one of the medical checks you have. I'm 66. So when I got to be 65, I got checked and checked and checked, whatever. And they do this thing about how much are you drinking, what do you do, and all this kind of stuff. And they showed me this chart, and he made it really clear you're not actually drinking enough liquid. I'd even carrying a water bottle around all day. We see people doing that here. I don't kind of get into that, but he showed me this chart about what could happen to my body and bladder and all this stuff if you don't drink more at your age. So I do. These days I'm drinking more fruit juice, fruit juice, fruit juice. So I'm much more of a heavy drinker than I was a short time ago. Just in terms of liquid going into my body. Okay, enough. We have come to the end of this. We have a stack of 48 sheets of paper here. I think 48, right? 24 cut in half, 48. Like, what's it worth? 24 sheets of Takenaga at 2,800 yen each, say 3,000 yen each. That's $30. 24 sheets, whatever, $700, $800 worth of paper. And what's going to happen now is nothing. It's going to sit and settle for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. If it was winter, I'd have to be really careful because it congeals and sticks to each other much more quickly than it does in this warm weather. But I've got enough time to let it sit there, go downstairs, get a light cup of coffee, and anyway, sign off for you guys. We've used 2.5 liters about of size. The rest is going to get tossed because I mixed it with an older type. And I'm done. That's it for today. Thanks very much. Today's Friday. Tomorrow's stream will be, as I said, it might be octopus carving. It might be share certificate printing. It might be something else that they're going to blindside me with that I just haven't thought about. It almost certainly won't be sizing, but there's never any promises on that. I've enjoyed chatting with you. Thanks for this, guys. See you next time, same station. Check out the story a week, but don't eat too many at the same time. Bye for now. It's fun, eh? These are fun.